Welcome to Life on the Wabash, your home for the lighter, brighter, happier side of your community. We'll cover places to go, events to explore, recipes to try, and information that makes your life easier or more fun. Let's dive in. Good morning and welcome to Life on the Wabash. I'm Lindsay Veramis.
And I'm Aubrey Hicks. If you'd like to be in the know and deeply connected to your community, you've come to the right place.
Yeah, we highlight what's new in town while reintroducing you to key area traditions. This is also a teaching tool. Boilermakers like Aubrey are producing this program and getting hands-on TV training in the process.
Today on the show, candles are a hot gift for the holidays, what you need to know before choosing one. We get things glowing with a visit to Antique Candle Company.
How to make the perfect charcuterie board. A food artist shares tips sure to impress your family and friends, plus a grab-and-go method.
It's a hidden health risk, but solvable. Why the state of Indiana is watching for lead poisoning and wants you to do the same.
We'll also get a taste of Purdue students' culinary talent, how her kitchen went viral.
Life on the Wabash starts now. It is the peak season for entertaining, so today we're learning more about one of the most popular options. We're here with Hannah, the charcuterie girl, to talk about all things charcuterie.
Yes.
Hannah makes amazing large-scale displays. She's really a food artist, but let's go back to the very basics. What exactly is charcuterie? Some people get confused.
Yes, so charcuterie is basically just a French term that means meat. So if you don't see meat on a charcuterie board, it's not technically charcuterie.
Do you have any must-includes when you're building a board?
I do, obviously cheeses. I like all different forms of cheese, so a soft, a semi-soft, and hard cheeses. You obviously need the meat. I love doing fruits, jams, honey, dried fruits. My favorite bite is a grape with fig jam on brie on a cracker. It's so good.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Why do people love these for parties?
I think honestly, there's just something for everyone. You're gonna have people that love fruit, people that love meat, cheese. There's something for everyone, and especially for girls, I think most of us love appetizers and finger foods.
Yeah.
And we love things that are aesthetically pleasing to, post on Instagram, things like that. So it's just really beautiful, and there's something for everyone.
And so we are in your fun and whimsical space
Thank
right
you.
now. Tell us a little bit about your business journey.
Yeah, so I started in February of 21. I like making these for my friends and family. So one day I just told my husband, I wonder if people would like to have charcuterie delivered to them, kind of like they get flowers delivered to them. So I just made up a board. It was horrendous back then. I've truly come so far. But I posted to Facebook and I had 60 orders that first week.
Wow.
And I very quickly realized I need to find a commercial kitchen and do this legitimately. And it just really took off from there once I took that leap of faith.
Okay, so right now we're taking a look at some of Hannah's large-scale displays. Of course, you have things that are much smaller, like this tray, for instance. What are some of the steps that you go through as you're building this? Can you show us?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll show you a couple little tips and tricks that I like to do. Whenever I'm building boards, I just like to have a nice balance of color. I love color, if you couldn't tell from my shop. And also I like lots of textures. So I like slicing cheese in different ways so they're not all cubed or sliced. I just like seeing different textures and colors. But I'll show you a couple of my fun little tricks. It's really much easier than you probably think. Anyone can do this. So with one piece of salami, I'm just folding it in half and then in half again. And so basically just into quarters. And then I'm gonna do that with a few pieces and just flip them opposite directions.
It looks so much more appetizing
It
than
does.
plopping it on the plate.
I agree.
You're right.
And this is actually called a salami ribbon. If you believe it or not, it has a name. So
Okay.
that's a fun little way
pretty.
to style your salami, kind of like I have here.
What are the must-includes or the crowd pleasers
For
when you're doing?
me, I think you have to have a little bit of all different kinds of cheeses, like soft, semi-soft, and then a hard cheese. I love doing brie and goat cheese personally, so I think you have to have grapes, different forms of cheeses, a jam, and a honey for sure. Just adding the finishing touches is what pulls it together, and I've realized people that don't like their food to touch may not like charcuterie, but I love all the combinations.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it fun. So I think a cute little touch is a raspberry with just a chocolate chip in there. In the center, people love these. It just adds a nice little bit of decor, dried fruits. I like using little cherries at Christmas time because they look like little ornaments to me. So I'm just always looking for ways to be creative and make it festive. And I want to make sure it's broken up with colors, not too much maybe not salami right next to all red with strawberries and grapes, but adding in the brie next to it and the candied oranges. just making it look full, and I like to make sure people feel like they get their money's worth.
Well, it's certainly fun to pop in here. In addition to the beautiful boards, you have gifts. What else can people find when they visit you?
So when you visit, we do a lot of pop-ups with other local vendors. I always post about that on my social medias. Usually every week I'll share my hours for the week and what we'll have going on. So it's a fun way to not only support me, but other small vendors that we have in. And my gift shop is all small businesses throughout America too. So you can come get food, sandwiches, charcuterie, and shop the gift selection too.
Wonderful. If you want a closer look, be sure to come and visit Hannah on Elmwood Avenue. That's right off Greenbush.
Yes.
Thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
As the holiday season begins, everyone is searching for the perfect gift for friends, family, and maybe even just for yourself. And what better gift to give than a holiday scented candle? Today, we're here at Antique Candle Company to talk to owner Brittany about her holiday scented candles and how these soy candles are produced. Let's go check it out. All right, so now I'm here with Brittany, and she's going to give us some insight to her business, Antique Candle Company. So here we have some new holiday scented candles. Can you tell us their names?
Yes, I would love to. Okay, I picked 3 for you. The first one is Tree Farm. This is a bestseller during Christmas. It is fresh. Just hit your face with that pine, that spruce. It is just so good.
That's pretty spot on.
Christmas Day.
Ooh.
I've been making this one since I made candles in my home about 10 years ago. It is like the perfect mix of everything: Christmas, pine, juniper berry, a little bit of other holiday fruit. And then Mama's Kitchen, also an OG. This one's really good all year round, but I love it because it smells like, think of an apple pie. So like a tart green apple, cinnamon, nutmeg, some buttery crust, and then with a little bit of pine mixed in.
I would definitely get the cinnamon.
It's so good. And what's burning in your home, like if you're looking for like a really strong fragrance, that's the one.
Yeah,
yes.
Perfect. I love them all. Making these candles, they are soy wax. So can you tell us a little bit about how soy wax is different from most other candles?
Yes. So when I first started making candles in my kitchen, I was playing around with a lot of different waxes, like beeswax, paraffin wax, soy wax. And I eventually settled on soy wax for a lot of different reasons. The most common, I think, known reason is it burns a little bit cleaner. There's not as much soot. But a really undervalued element of soy wax is it actually lasts longer. So due to the nature of the soy wax, it just burns slower. So you get that hot throw for longer, especially compared to the industry standard. All the big boys use paraffin wax and they have for decades. Soy wax in terms of candles is actually quite new. It was invented in the early 90s by actually a group of Purdue students, which is also not a well-known fact. I had no idea until I started making candles. And as a Purdue grad, I'm like, that is so cool. It's meant to be. So
that is pretty neat. I never knew that either.
Yeah.
Well, so these candles, they're all made here in-house. Can you tell us a little bit about the candle making process here in Lafayette?
Yes. So all the candles are made in Lafayette, Indiana. Right now we are in deep candle season. So we make about 3,000 candles a day. At the very beginning of the process, we start with the jar and we print the candle label on the jar. And then, of course, every candle needs a wick. So we'll put a wick in there and put the glue on the bottom of the wick. And then that's when the magic happens. So that is when we heat down the soy wax to liquid form, 175 degrees Fahrenheit, but I know we don't want to get into the details. So we heat down the wax, we mix it with the fragrance oil based on the recipe that I made in my kitchen. And then eventually they start to dry and they solidify. They go from liquid to a hard solid, basically a candle. We clean them up, we put a lid on them, we put a warning label on them, and after a few days, they're cured and ready to be enjoyed.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for giving us that insight.
Yeah.
So how can viewers find these candles and maybe purchase them for gifts this holiday season?
Yes, so there's 2 main ways. We have a store locator on our website. We do offer our candles in some local small boutique shops and all over the US and Canada. We stock, I think, about 400 stores.
Wow.
But the most common way I would say is people like to shop directly on antiquecandleco.com. And we always offer free shipping, no matter how many candles you order. And that just has the full fragrance library, and you can see all the Christmas collection and some of the classic fragrances. And then we ship it right to your door.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for taking the time.
The state of Indiana has a message for parents with young children: to protect them, test them. Lead can cause lifelong health impacts.
Developmental delays, speech delays, learning disabilities.
But exposure is a solvable problem.
We need to increase testing, right? We want every single child at the age of 1 and 2 to be tested, because that is the absolute best way for parents to know if their child's been exposed and whether or not their child has a level that's of concern or not.
The state passed a law requiring universal testing last year. Rates are improving, but not fast enough, according to Paul Crevens, director of Indiana's Lead and Healthy Homes Division.
We're still testing, on the whole, only about 40% of our kids across the state before they turn 3, which is certainly underachieving relative to where we want to be.
That's where health departments like Fountain County come in, not only to spread awareness, but to make testing access as universal as possible.
If you don't have a primary care doctor, we can do it here in our office for free. It's just a simple finger prick, and then we send it off to our state lab to have them analyze it.
If providers catch exposure early, they can do a lot to help children bounce back.
I can't give you a pill to fix your child's lead poisoning. There's nothing I can do to reverse it, right? But what we can do is we can stop their exposure today, and we can try to make it better.
When a case is identified, providers talk to parents about things like nutrition, where their child is at developmentally, and they'll do an assessment on the home to find out where lead is coming from.
Once we do that, then that kid can receive educational support, nutritional support through programs like WIC or First Steps that can really help them kind of catch up to some of their peers. And so they're not saddled with this kind of lifelong lead burden.
Lead exposure can come from a variety of sources, but with 60% of the state's housing built before 1980, lead paint is the most common.
If you have a house that's built before 1978, at that point it was banned, but before that they use lead-based paint. So any house that has that lead-based paint, if it's chipping off and that lead dust is getting, you know, in your soil or even in your house and your kids are putting things in their mouth, your kids can be exposed that way.
She urges parents to pay attention to recalls for toys and be mindful of your hobbies and workplace.
If you work anywhere near or around lead in your work environment, that's another exposure. And so we recommend that you shower, wash, take your shoes off, take your clothes off before you even come home from work. That way you're not exposing it into your household.
Kind of the one-off things that we're starting to see more of is things like people decorating with old barnwood, right? Old painted barnwood, not something you typically think is a lead hazard, but if you got chipping and flaking and peeling paint coming off of that beautiful old door that you put up, that's a risk for your kids.
It's tough to benchmark Indiana's progress in comparison to other states because not all require universal testing. So the state is zeroing in on high-risk areas.
Risk for lead is often predicated upon things like, where's older housing? Where do we have high rates of children under 6? Where do we have minority populations? Because we know that they have sort of a direct tie to kind of disproportionate impact. And so what we find is that a lot of that is in our older cities. Lake County, for instance, around some of those major cities are especially at risk. South Bend, chunks of Elkhart, Lafayette.
If you're concerned, Crevin says your doctor or county health department is a great first step, and testing couldn't be easier.
It literally takes 5 minutes.
We are deep in the holiday season, so this is a great time to explore some festive local events.
And you know what that means. We're bringing in our friend and expert on all things local, Elise Daniel.
Hi, Elise.
Hi, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. We've got a lot to talk about, so why don't we start on Lafayette's Main Street? Because there's something fun you can take advantage of today.
Yes, Mary Main Street Market is happening today in downtown Lafayette. They will close off some of the streets so vendors can set up. The businesses will be open. It'll be super festive. There's going to be carriage rides, and it's free to attend.
That sounds amazing. Another local event with a holiday feel is also happening tomorrow as well. Tell us more about the Lafayette Living Nativity.
Yes, so with this nativity, there are 15 different scenes, and you can walk or drive through, and there's also live animals. It's going to be a whole live experience, and again, free to attend.
I heard this has been going on since the 90s, so this is something that they have really developed well. And
Yes.
when you see kids that see the live donkey, it's just a moment, right?
Yes, I mean, I remember going when I was a child, and we still go. We take our children now, and it's still an experience for all of us. I'm still amazed, and it's just a beautiful experience with the community.
So we have talked about shopping, I feel like, a lot lately on the show. 'Tis the season for that, but there are two unique sales happening. Let's start with the Arts Federation.
Yes, so there's about 30 different vendors that they have that you can shop from. It's local art, local crafts, different items, and it doesn't just have to be a Christmas gift. You can purchase things thinking ahead for birthdays, special occasion gifts, and even just your neighbor.
And a fun way to soak in the art from regional artists, even if you're not looking to buy, simply walking through is quite a treat.
Yes, I definitely highly recommend stopping there while you're shopping this season.
I see something peeking behind your chair, which leads me to what we're talking about next. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention the French Knot Warehouse sale, because that is something very unique to our area.
Yes, they only open this warehouse sale once a year, and their items are up to 75% off, and you can shop sweaters, hats, mittens. There's ornaments, different gifts, slippers. Should I pull the sweater out? Okay, so this sweater is so cozy and warm. It's beautiful. It's just gorgeous.
So
I get so many
detailed.
compliments on it. And you could purchase one of their scarves with bright, beautiful colors, and then it goes perfectly with it.
Okay, all that information is on your screen. Again, this is your final opportunity for that one. Great place for gifts.
All right, so how about something fun for the kids? Any recommendations?
Yes, I would highly recommend checking out Weah Creek Orchard's Meet Santa and Reindeer Experience. This is going to be the last weekend for it. You can purchase tickets through their website, but it could be for children or for an adult. It's $20 per person, but you get to meet Santa, have a photo, take your photo with a reindeer as well, do a craft, get a treat, a hot chocolate, and it's just a great time to cozy up and relax and soak in the spirit of the holidays.
Yeah, we're always looking for that holiday mood. Another thing that brings it are the Christmas trees, especially if you're going for something natural. Many people already have the tree up, but let's talk about local tree farms.
Yes, so there is one in particular in West Lafayette, Cassin's Trees, and it's a really great experience. You can drive on out there. They have trees that are already cut, or you can select and cut your own. And then along with that, Brown's Accents has their sugar donut truck out there. So they have mini donuts and hot chocolate, kettle corn and caramel corn, all the special treats that you kind of want at the holidays that you can enjoy there or purchase and take home.
Okay, you have given us so many items to add to the calendar. Thank you as always, Elise.
Thank you.
We've all heard of the 12 days of Christmas, but a local hotel is taking that a step further, embracing 24 days of features. Joining me now is Rebecca McVeigh, the marketing manager for Purdue's Union Club Hotel. Rebecca, before we get into the specifics about what's going on, let's talk atmosphere, because so much thought goes into creating the perfect festive mood.
Yes, you're very right. We are in the Purdue Memorial Union, so everything from that gigantic Christmas tree that you have in the Memorial Hall to the rest of the hotel, the lobby, we combine what we have for the historic academia sense that you get walking through our rooms with a traditional Christmas atmosphere, with the lights and the trees, garland, just the whole hotel is transformed during the holidays, and each of these events reflect that as well in their own locations with the decor.
Oh, that's so fun. So it's December 14th, or about halfway through the features. For those sitting at home thinking, Darn it, I missed all the good stuff. Don't worry, there's still so much fun to be had. Let's start with the holiday market that's happening today.
Yes, so exciting. We have several vendors this year, more than we've ever had, and you can get everything from 3D printed toys to soy candles, handcrafted items, children's books. There's something for everyone at this event. There'll be live music in the South Ballroom for it, so come out. It's indoors, escape the cold, get a little last-minute Christmas shopping done, or a little something for yourself during the hustle and bustle.
Getting gifts for yourself too, very important this Christmas time. And then tomorrow on Sunday, you've got something truly heartwarming for all the animal lovers out there.
Yes, so Christmas is the time to take care of those less fortunate, but that doesn't end with our fellow humans. So we're going to have a pup in the lobby for guests and the public to come in, pet, play with, enjoy. And a fun aspect of this is we're going to receive donations for local shelters, human and animal, and people who donate into those automatically get a chance at a one-night stay at the hotel.
And that's the perfect Christmas gift. It really is. My favorite hotel in the world. You also have opportunities for those looking for something new. Walk us through some of these events.
Yes, so we have several events that are crafting sort of events, wreath making, ornament decorating. We had a cookie decorating class. We will have a cooking class coming up. So a lot of opportunity to build a memory while you make something. So it's starting a tradition that you can do year in and year out with family and friends.
Amazing. And what else do you have in store for us this month?
So we also have some deals because, of course, it's end of the year. You've done your shopping. You want to get in there and you want to get the good deals. So we have 20% off at Leaps coming up. We've got 15% off brunch coming up. And a really fun one that you can do from the comfort of your own home is that self-care selfie on the 23rd. Take a picture of yourself doing what you do to take care of yourself during the holidays. Post it, tag us, do our hashtag, and you will automatically be qualified to get 10% off your next spa treatment at the hotel.
And from the comfort of your own home.
That's right.
It's a steal. Finally, where's the best place for people to find all the information about these offers?
You can find them on our social media sites. So we're on Facebook and Instagram. The hotel, spa, Boiler Up Bar, 811 Modern Bistro, and Leaps are all out there, and they all feature these events. You can also go to our website at theunionclubhotel.com, and you can find everything there.
Amazing. And all of these details are on your screen now. Rebecca, thank you so much for being here, and we hope to see you at one of these events very soon. Take care.
Behind me is the Tippecanoe County Courthouse, a local gym located in downtown Lafayette. Today, we're going to learn some fun facts about this icon of Lafayette's skyline. This courthouse sits on the public square bordered by 3rd, 4th, Main, and Columbia Streets. Listed on the National Register of Historic Places since 1972, this courthouse is the third to serve the county and was built between 1881 and 1884 at a cost of approximately $500,000. The courthouse stands as an icon of Lafayette with its classic architecture combining Baroque, Neoclassic, Beaux Arts, and other European styles. It features 100 columns, 9 statues, and a grand dome adorned by a 14-foot Statue of Liberty. The courthouse also includes a beautiful clock tower. The interior, interestingly enough, is painted pink with lots of art, including paintings both framed and murals, and statues, including busts of important Lafayette figures such as William Digby and John Purdue. Over 125 years old, it continues to house 8 active courts, and it's a key part of Tippecanoe County's rich heritage.
Purdue student by day, thriving food entrepreneur by night. Today I'm joined by Kalani Armstrong. She turned her passion for cooking into a booming business that's taking the food scene by storm. Can you tell us a bit about how you got started with your business?
Yeah, so I've been cooking my whole life. I started my business when I was 14. I was a freshman in high school cooking out of my mom's house. It started with me just posting my food innocently on my Snapchat story or my Instagram story, and it would get a lot of attention. I had people telling me that I should start my own cooking page on Instagram because at the time I was just posting on my personal accounts and they were just private. So I made my first Instagram account in 2018. It was called Kalani's Kitchen. That's where I get the name from. And I just started to post my recipes and cooking videos, and it quickly took off. But this was back when like 1,000 followers actually meant something. But yeah, I had people asking all the time if I could sell my food. So after getting a bunch of requests, I begged my parents, and they finally let me start Kalani's Kitchen up. And that was 7 years ago, and I haven't looked back since.
Oh my goodness, and the journey's just going to go up from there, right?
Yes.
So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced while like starting Kalani's Kitchen?
Well, yeah, since I was so young, I didn't really have any business experience or any marketing experience. Something I faced was getting my name out there. There was no sign outside that said Kalani's Kitchen because I was cooking from home. So to get people to try my food, it was either through Instagram or word of mouth. And like I said, I was 14. I didn't really know what I was doing. But once people started to try my food, it really just spoke for itself. They told their friends told their friends, and
word of mouth effect.
It quickly spread through Indianapolis, and it's just been growing ever since.
Yeah, like the lines I've seen on Instagram and everything. Like,
so long.
Crazy. I'm like, oh my goodness, her and her team must be tired.
So tired.
And it's not even a Keith Lee effect.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Hopefully soon.
What type of cuisine do you specialize in? Like,
I usually sell soul food / comfort food. It's a mix on both. What makes it different is if anybody's had my food, they can tell you that you can't really find it anywhere else. I can't tell you my secret ingredients, but I do add a little dash of Kalani's Kitchen effect to every single dish that I use that elevates it to the next.
Okay, shoot, Kalani's Kitchen effect.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us like one of your signature dishes? Like, what do you prefer to make? Like, what's your favorite thing?
It actually has changed over the years. When I first started, when I was 14, my special dish was chicken sandwiches. Before KFC and Chick-fil-A and Popeyes had their chicken sandwich wars, I had the best chicken sandwich. That's what everybody knew me for. But as I've expanded, my most popular menu dish is my Cajun chicken Alfredo. I always sell out every time I sell it. I have my little Kalani's Kitchen effect that I do to that meal that sets it apart from the rest.
We see that you're closing in on 70K. Like, how do you feel? Like,
oh my
what's
God,
next for
I'm
you?
so grateful and so excited. When I first started my Instagram page, I really couldn't get past 1,600 followers. And I had a splurge in my followers recently over the summer. So seeing that number grow from 1,600 to almost 70,000 has been honestly life-changing. It gives me more customers, more revenue, and all things like that.
Yeah, honestly, seeing the change and like just the expansion of your page is like crazy. I'm like, oh, I know her. Like, come on, you know. So that's really good. Like, is there any advice you can give to like any students or entrepreneurs that are starting a business while in school, or just starting business in general?
Yeah, well, starting a business while you're in school is definitely tough work. You're going to have to wake up every day with ambition and grit because you're the only person that's in charge of your business, especially if it's just you don't have any other partners. So you have to be really motivated. There's going to be like days where you don't want to do anything. You don't want to get out of bed. You want to call off, but you can't call off. You're the boss, you know? So it's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of ambition, but you have to push yourself every single day and never give up because no business thrives on its inconsistency. Being consistent is truly the key to any good business.
Yeah, you got to stand on the business, right?
Yes.
Right. All right, it's great to have you here, Kalani. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today.
If you have a story you'd like to see on our next episode of Life on the Wabash, send us an email, connect with us on Instagram, or subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Your voice will help drive the show, and we're eager to hear from you. We'll be taking a brief hiatus for the holidays, but we're not done yet. You can expect more episodes come February. Until then, we encourage you to explore more and have a happy Saturday.
Brought to you in partnership with Purdue University Brian Lamb School of Communication and NBC 16 Lafayette, a Star City TV station.